Oh, there it is. He did it. I'm going to give it to him at 29.56. 29.56.
29.56.
I'm going to give it to him officially. 29.56. Give it up for Curious George, everybody. He did it. Way to go. Thank you very much, Secret ADS Mod. Appreciate you keeping track of everything. And big ups to Drew. You are the man, dude. Way to go. Yeah, I'm a dipshit. I'm a bad game show host. Terrible game show host. Fire me right now.
You're right,
like I said, this is what you don't pay me for. So, Drew, I will contact you and I will send you the cash app. Bye.
That's twice now. She said it twice.
Way to go, Drew.
Way to go. No, thank you to Secret ADS
Mod
for everything. Yes.
You were 100% right. As soon as I started drinking that orange juice,
hey, do me a favor. Lean to your left a little. There you go. Go ahead.
You're 100% right. As soon as I had the last fries in my mouth, you said, take the damn drink. And I wouldn't do it. You said, do it. It started really mushing up and just going right down. I got the secrets for the next time.
Okay.
I need some time to mentally prepare, but I think I might be able to get it.
Awesome,
Let me do the strategy. I'm throwing shit in water. I'm letting it soak. I'm going to just do it all.
Awesome. I love, dude, you can do it. Listen, the only thing is any strategy. So the everything needs to start in the condition that you receive it from McDonald's in. So when you're at 0, that is, everything is still boxed, and then you open it and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So there are no discrepancies next time. I don't want you to, I don't want any of that kind of stuff. So, hey, dude, give yourself a round of applause, dude. You're the only other person who's completed Mikey's McDonald's challenge other than your boy. So way to go, dude. Very happy, very proud of you, dude. No, good job to you, dude. I'm very proud of you. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm hacking up along here. Alrighty, my main man. How you feeling right now?
I feel all right.
Okay.
All right.
Your blood pressure. Now, normally when I do these, after I did the last Mikey's McDonald's challenge, my blood pressure was so high, I could actually...
let me try. I got a machine. Can I get it?
Your blood pressure?
A blood pressure machine. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Go get that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hold on.
Boomer says, this is a one-time bulimia is encouraged. My mom says, good for you, CG. Way to go. So she's very proud of you. Mikey is saying, is anyone surprised? And Mikey can say that because Mikey knows. Mikey's been through Mikey's McDonald's challenge, and he was not able, some bitch made shit, as he said. So George is back. He's got his blood pressure cuff. I wish we would have had you do it before and after. Oh, that's going to be a new rule. New rule from now on.
True.
If you have a blood pressure cuff, you do the before and then we do the after. Mark D, let's see here. Scott78 says, well, Mikey finished the first time. He just didn't have time, dumb. No, I think Mikey quit. Bitch made shit. That's where the whole phrase, bitch made shit, came from. That's a man's arm right there. That's a fucking man's arm, okay? I've seen some pussy ass arms in my day, and then I've seen a fucking man's arm today. That's all there is to it.
It speaks too. Let's see what. All right, I'll get her. Relax.
I love this so much. What is your blood pressure norm? What is your, so you have this because your doctor said you need to check it frequently?
The device is ready for use. You may start measuring.
So your doctor told you need to check your blood pressure frequently, so you have one of these?
Yes.
Okay. What does it normally run?
Oh my God. 120. Is it 120 over? I write them down. I haven't done it as frequently recently, but was it 120 over 90 something?
All right. So let's see. The ideal blood pressure for men is 120 over 80 or lower.
Shit. It unplugged.
Oh, it's all right. That's okay. Your fucking pressure is so fucking high. It fucking broke the machine and fucking popped off that motherfucker.
The device is ready for use. You may start measuring.
I'll hold it in.
All right, he's holding it.
Oh my God. What did you say was normal, Dom? If it was 120 over 90?
120 over 80. 120 over 80 or lower is normal. Okay, we're up to. Okay, we're moving now. Whoa.
Oh my
What
God.
the fuck? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Hold on, it's still putting air in there, and it's gonna start. No, dumb.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
getting-
I was like freaking out at this point. I was like,
Let's see what's happening.
I just killed Curious George. Is what I thought. I was like, what the fuck? You cough. Oh, your cough broke it.
My cough did it again. Come on, man.
You're smoking weed. You're coughing like a fucking stoner, dude.
I know.
The device is ready for use. You may start measuring.
That's it. This is it.
All right, here we go.
Last
All right, here we go. Everybody chill. Let's not get him all worked
time.
up. Why are you coughing? Is it you're getting reflux?
Yes.
You sound like Jeffrey on my trip back from fucking Germany when he ate too many hot wings the night before. He's the whole fucking train was looking at us like this is before COVID, and they were looking at him like he had COVID. All right, 161.
And to the side, you'll see a red, yellow, and green dial. It'll even tell you what I'm rated with my age and
okay, so you pre-programmed it with age and weight and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And on the right, on the side there, it'll have a little arrow.
Okay, it's getting yellow. The heart rate looks like, is that yellow? Oh, it's a reflection there. So okay, the heart.
No, it'll be an arrow. It won't do it till the end. Now it's done. It's done. There I am.
170 millimeters of mercury.
Oh my God, I'm high. Listen to it. Listen.
Millimeters of mercury.
Listen.
Heart rate 135 beats per minute. According to the World Health Organization guidelines, your blood pressure is shown strong hypertension.
Oh my God, I've never been this high ever. I've never seen the red. You see those dials?
No, where's it red at? That's why I can't find out where the red is.
You see.
Oh, at the top?
Over on the side of the gray. It's right. Let me see if I pointed it right. It's right. Hold on. There it is.
Tilt it more, George.
Red?
We can't see the color. Tilt it more to your left. There you go. It's not sure. For whatever reason, you can't see that color.
No, it's just on the actual. It's not on the device in digital coding. It's just a picture. It's like a rectangle, red, yellow, green. Right where my finger's pointing.
Is that lit up red then? Oh, okay.
No,
now I
it's not
see
lit.
it.
It's you get it, and there's a dial. The dial's way up in the red. See?
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, those would be the things below it would not be a little. 170 over 110 is what that means. What does that mean?
Yes.
Immediately go over to the hospital.
Google it.
170.
I don't know, but I've never been in red ever.
110 blood pressure. Hold on one sec. 110 blood pressure.
In the 135 beats per minute, if you can, or beats per second, or whatever that is.
George, according to the FDA, you immediately need medical attention.
The 170 over 110, and what about the 135 beats? What does this say about
135 beats? 135 BPM heart rate.
Yes.
Okay. A resting heart rate over 100 beats per minute is considered abnormal by experts. You're in tachycardia right now. Oh shit. Get that water out. Start drinking the water, George. Do me a favor. Hold your hand out in front of you. Okay, now this is some fat guy shit here, and take it from one fat guy to another. When you started doing this, your hands were fucking doing this, George. I mean, like, they're a little shaky right now, but dude, your fucking hands were fucking going like this. Like, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make you uncomfortable, but you were
just
literally.
Right now?
No, before we started the challenge.
Oh, okay.
Your
I was
hands.
nervous, yeah.
Yeah, but dude, now your hands are like this. You're steady as a fuck. You're a fucking trick. You're a sniper right now with this fucking. Well, no, it's fat guy shit. You finally got your sodium, so everything fucking leveled out.
That's crazy. You're probably right.
Oh my God, dude.
Red. That is crazy.
So my advice to you, dude, lots and lots of water. Oh, there we go. Hey, hey, hey. Hello. Whoa, that was loud. Welcome to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 187 of Another Dumb Show. This episode here is live from Studio Struts, as it always is. So good to have you guys with me. Don't forget, those of you who are new to YouTube, maybe you just used to listen to the radio or whatever, do a lot of YouTubing. Don't forget, you got to hit a thumbs up on tonight's video. Give us a like. That is YouTube's favorite way to help YouTube loves interactivity. So make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on tonight's video. If you're not already subscribed, please take a second to subscribe, and then about 10 minutes later, you'll be able to be a part of the League of Dummies, which is our chat here on Another Dumb Show. And those of you, once you watch the show, you can always, if you're not watching live, you can always comment on the show on anything we're talking about. I'd love to get your comments, and then I usually read them back the next day on the air. And of course, you can always email me, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. I mentioned the League of Dummies, many of whom are members of the show. I believe we had first in chat today was Trevor. He is a member of Another Dumb Show. He hit join and took the time to join, became a member, and that's how we help support Another Dumb Show. It's all fan funded here. Wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So thanks to Trevor and everybody who are members of Another Dumb Show. So appreciate it. And don't forget, if you're tired of looking at my fucking ugly face, you can always listen to Another Dumb Show as an audio only podcast. You can download that on YouTube Music. Follow the show, Instagram, X, TikTok, at Another Dumb Show. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Hey, Open Lines America, I'd love to hear what you guys think of the what I just played in the recap there with Curious George. That was a pretty impressive display from what I saw from George there. We did that on, was that Monday? Today's Thursday? I don't know. What I take 2 days off? I can't even remember. What did we do? Monday or Tuesday anyway with George earlier this week. So that was a lot of fun. I am very impressed with his display of eating. He is officially, other than me, the only person to have completed Mikey's McDonald challenge. So very, very impressed with him. He did it in just under 30 minutes, I believe. I can't remember the exact time that we played there in the recap, but he did do it. I did not beat my time. He almost doubled up my time, in fact. So 1810 is I'm just going to go 1752 is the time to beat. You can beat 1752 with the regular Big Macs at this point. I'll call it a wash, because right now nobody can do it. It's a mess. Reminder, make sure you guys have if you're going to, in the chat, by the way, if you're going to tag, if you want me to read your comment in the chat, tag me at Another Dumb Show. Jesus Christ. I was just talking about Curious George there a second ago. And the funniest thing, after George did his thing, I was, I think it was either the next day or the night of, I was having a conversation with my mom. And my mom says to me, you know, that George is cute. And I said, what? And I'm thinking to myself, no, George isn't a bad looking guy. He's not ugly by any means or anything, but I gotta say, he was eating copious amounts of food and was not looking his best, while the Jordan headband looked good and the wristband looked good. I would not argue that this is the sexiest version of Curious George we have ever seen. There he is right there. Here, we can just do full screen on that bad boy. There he is. There's Curious George. That was from the other day when he did the Mikey's McDonald challenge. And my mom is all hot in the pants now for George. Gabarita, Super League of Dummy member now for 2 months, wants to remind everybody, hit that like button. So please, hit thumbs up tonight. So I did joke around with my mom. I said, wait, you think George is cute? And then she it was almost as if she kind of picked up on my kind of tone, and I think she started backtracking. And she goes, well, cute, like, he's cute like he was cute when he put his headbands on. It was cute when he called his parents, and, cute like that kind of cute. And I was like, oh, okay, Mom. My mom always gets horned up for all my friends. She always loves, she gets all hot in the pants for all my friends. Cracks me up. Been going on my whole life. God love her though. Where do you think I get it from? Between my dad and being a horn dog and my mom being a horn dog for all the young hot dudes that I would hang out with. No wonder I have the sex drive of a fucking 12-year-old forever. Email. Got one, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. This one came in from Tyler. He says, yo, dumb. And this came in earlier today, actually. He says, yo, dumb, after a couple days off, I find myself very much looking forward to a new issue of ADS. I think it's awesome you put your son Brady above the show and hope his band concert went good. Not sure what happened yesterday, but hope all is well. Your true fans aren't going to mind you taking time for yourself. I mean, how much is ADS really paying you? You basically do just the show for the fans and might make a little bit of dough. So whenever you need a day off, you goddamn take it. Sending good vibes your way and looking forward to a great issue tonight. Stay stoned, my friend. Well, you know I'll be doing that for sure. I'm actually just ran out, waiting my dude to get here. We might have to end up taking an early break, depending on what time my dude gets here. Waiting on the delivery. All right, I think I have some comments here that I was going to read that came in. Oh, that's right, I did. I skipped over some comments that we had for Curious George. Oh, so going back to me being off last night, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Speaking of that too, I do have my mom. I mentioned, I totally forgot. I never told the story about what happened on our date the other night. That she had a health scare last week or the week before, and we went out to Nugget Man, and I think Timothy were kind enough to donate some money towards. It was towards flowers, but my mom opted for a night out instead. And I decided, you know what, since Nugget Man and Tim were kind enough to pitch in a nice chunk of cash, that I would take that chunk of cash and I would actually take her out to a really nice restaurant. So I'll talk to you guys about that restaurant. And again, there was something that happened that night that I couldn't have predicted in a million years. And you guys probably would never be able to guess in a million years. So I will definitely tell that story here in a little bit. So here, some comments that came in with the Curious George thing. Angelina says, love you, George. Andrew wished Brady good luck, my son, for his concert the other night, which he did really good at. Crooked Orchids, when I was talking about how nobody has ever finished the Mikey's McDonald challenge, she played a clip, actually. She sent me. Do I have audio here yet? No, I don't have audio on that right now. Hold on one second. Let me get that turned on. I must not have turned that on. Hold on. Desktop audio. Let's go. Here we go. Audio source. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. Let's skip this ad. There's this spot specifically that... why is this not on? Where's there no audio? Finish. Nobody has finished, so I would love to hear you finish, man. So right there, the line you just heard about loving to hear finish, that is actually what Crooked Orchids is commenting on. And she says, oh, I would love to hear you finish, dumb. Come on. Well, you've seen me finish, but you haven't actually heard me finish. Oh, I'm a loud one. I'm very loud. I'm a very vocal, sexual dude. I don't know if I watched too much porn growing up, but I can't help myself. I get very loud, like when the boys are here and B1 would be going at it with me. She has like put her hand over my mouth at times to try to get me to make sure I stay quiet because I'm a loud dude. They were going into Crooked Orchids. She put a bunch of comments up because I don't think she watched live. She's saying she was blown away by his blood pressure measurement. What kind of blood pressure measurement is this? He's dead, isn't he? Jesus, I thought it was in the 200s. Still not good though. And then a nice message from Curious CG. Crooked Orchids went ham. It says, Curious George, I'm so sorry, love. Hope your mom is okay, because Curious George did mention that his mom is not well. She's ill. So yes, we are wishing a lot of love to Mama George. Lemon's Laura. She commented, said, I am new CG fan with a big heart. Said, I absolutely love his family. Bring his dad on as a guest. LOL. 1031 Life says, I just saw this now. Hope it was fun. See you tomorrow. Oh, and Curious George, I went to the doctor today for a wicked UTI. Anyways, I have stupid high blood pressure all the time, no matter what I do, and I only weigh 112 pounds, and I'm 5'2". My blood pressure was 157/90 this morning. Cool. Now I'm now on blood pressure meds for that. Even though I eat really healthy and clean, walk 5 miles every day. It's hereditary. Good luck, George. It's no fun. And Nugget Man, who I think he threw in towards the ADS Mikey's McDonald's challenge no, George paid for his own food on that one. Nugget Man said, this is now my new favorite ADS episode, and that was the one with George being doing the Mikey's challenge. So thanks again, Nugget Man, for everything. Yesterday, I was off. Robert comments on that, saying the lunch table's going to be mad at you for not doing 5 days a week and putting fans over fan. What the fuck just happened right there? Why did my lights above me just dim? What the fuck was that all about? That was weird. That was really weird. The only way to dim that is through my phone. I can say, okay, Google, dim the studio lights. Oh, man. This is so fucking annoying. So I have the Google Assistant, right? And I can usually see now. Yeah. Okay. So normally the Google Assistant, right? I can talk to it and tell it to do things. Google has added in this new Gemini AI assistant. It is the biggest piece of shit on the planet. Normally I would talk to the Google Assistant and I could say, hey, Google, dim the studio lights. Okay. See, now so it just got darker. I can do that by voice now, right? Cool, very cool. For some reason, it takes 2 times now since Google switched over to this fucking AI thing or whatever. And then the first time it just tells me about different types of dimmable lights. I'm like, no, fuck you. Run my routine that I've created. Because if you have like dimmable lights or whatever, you can actually run a routine in your phone. You create it in there and you can have vocal commands that help you dim your lights or if you have a thermostat that does it, you can do it all by voice without even touching your phone. It's fucking awesome. But they fucked it up with this stupid Gemini thing. And I know there was some sort of thing where I think Elon Musk called out Google for how bad Gemini is. I think it was AI blunder. I believe what was it doing? It had biased AI tools with weird. Oh my God. These are the pictures. I'm not even going to show the pictures. That's what it is. Google's Gemini AI was asked to create some historical figures, some AI illustrations of a 1943 German soldier. Now, I don't know if you guys really know much about a German soldier from 1943. They definitely did not look like that. And so they were definitely not dark black dudes and what looks to be a Latina lady to me fighting for Hitler. So Google's Gemini thing is all fucked up and they need to get that squared away because it's really annoying when you just want to talk to your phone and tell your phone what to do and it won't fucking do it. Really fucking annoying. All right, where'd I leave off? I got distracted there with my Google AI rant. Speaking of AI, somebody the other day gave me a hard time about listening to the Joe Rogan podcast too much, and I'm into border stuff now and conspiracy theories or whatever, or Trump. I'm a Trumper now because I listen to that, and because of maybe some of my opinions have changed. And I've actually been listening to it more frequently over the past few days. And I've noticed I figured out what draws me to this show. Obviously the comics, that's obviously a good thing. Because I actually question myself when somebody, I don't know who brought it up the other day, but it's like, oh, Dom's listening to this and being influenced by it or whatever. And I was like, am I? Did that influence my decisions or whatever? And so I kind of examined it and was listening to the show. And as I was listening to it, I was realizing that all the political stuff really has nothing to do with why I like it. It's all the speaking of AI, they talk a lot about AI. They talk a lot about or Joe does. He talks a lot about the Neuralink thing with Elon Musk, and they talk a lot about like ancient civilizations. And again, he has experts on. So I mean, Joe Rogan, while I don't think he's an idiot, I'm not going to rely on him for facts or whatever. But the doctors and experts that he brings on, these dudes, physicists and, not archaeologists, but authors who have done studies about archaeology and ancient civilizations and things like that, and like aliens and Big Bang and origin of life and all that kind of stuff. That stuff fascinates me. I could listen to that all day long, every day. I mean, it fascinates me. I could hear the same stuff being talked about over and over again, and I find it to be fascinating. So I think what I'm going to probably do is it's like driving me to want to like read some of these books that some of these guests he's had on, and learn all about this stuff and all these old ancient civil. It's lame. I don't think I've ever even spoken this out loud to another human being, that I like all this stuff. All the weird mysticism in the universe and the alternate dimensions and blah, blah, all that shit. Like the only thing I'm missing is I haven't done DMT at this point, based on everything I've heard from that show. But yeah, it's interesting the way it works, and how not being influenced, just learning, learning new stuff, because like I said, I'm fascinated with all that stuff. Big ups to Angelini. The lights just changed again. What is going on with these lights? Angelina just gifted 5 Another Dumb Show memberships. She just hooked up Secret ADS Mod. Oh boy, Brap. Becky, Jake, and Brennan all got hooked up. 5 more memberships just got hooked up. Jay Vizzle, Proto Wolf, Michael, Kyle, and Andy all just got hooked up with memberships from Angelina, who's a badass, who is, I believe, just about, as of, a couple days ago, about a week ago, she's about 2 weeks away from, I think, having that baby. One of our listeners here, she's a big fan of the show and a big fan funder. And so I got to give her a little bit of props for that baby that's on the way. So hopefully everything is healthy and you're doing well. I do appreciate all the bucks for sure. Definitely save a little bit of that for formula and diapers, because that's just expensive. Unless you're just going straight from the teat. Still gotta freeze that shit. Those bags to freeze your milk and all that stuff. That stuff's expensive, man. So, Tim says, Joe Rogan asks really good dumb people questions of very smart people. Probably why I like it, because it's the same way I would ask these questions. Because a lot of times the next question that comes out of his mouth is exactly what my dumb brain is thinking. So I guess that fits pretty perfectly for me. I don't claim to be any sort of intellectual, but I'm not an idiot. So I'm able to follow what these experts are talking about. And again, a lot of it's just theory and conjecture and hypothesis and things like that. But just hearing these different hypotheses and ideas of what, I think the one that's most compelling to me that I hadn't really heard before is the idea that there was an advanced civilization before us, that was wiped out by some sort of comet or asteroid or whatever. Like there was, long, like 11,000 years ago or whatever, something came. There was a civilization that was building things. They were technologically advanced, maybe not to the extent that we are, but for what they were able to do at the time, maybe as technologically, I don't know. Either way, I find it very interesting. And so there you go. That's why I watch it, because it piques my interest. So if you're into that kind of shit, like I said, it makes me want to read books. It makes me actually want to go the next step. Like Tim said, it's dumb people shit. Yeah, the dumb people questions for sure. But it makes me want to actually go and learn about these other things, like the books that these authors have written. Like I said, I want to read those. So makes me want to go watch. They have podcasts from these other, cosmetologists he's having on. Cosmetologist, just not having on makeup artists who are teaching it. It's cosmologists talking about the cosmos. There you go. The perfect example. It was a dumb person thing to say. MJM was kind enough to hook me up with a super fan donation that his first, or his or hers, I don't even know what MJM is, celebrating their first super on a live stream. So thank you very much, MJM. I appreciate it. So we were off yesterday and the day before, and I believe it was yesterday, or it was either yesterday or the day before. Some sad news. I'd mentioned the other day how one of the funniest and nicest comics that I met on when I was my old time on the old radio show at the old job was Jim Florentine. And another one who was probably the most gracious, one of the best on air, really cool off air. The same person on air as off air without being always on was Richard Lewis, the comedian Richard Lewis. I'm assuming you probably know who he is if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. You would recognize him. Let's see here. I think I got an image of him. Here's a picture of him in case you don't know who Richard Lewis is. I'm assuming most of you do, but there he is, Richard Lewis. Known for his, epic depression jokes, and he's always in therapy, and he's had his battles with addiction, and was very forthcoming about those, and did comedy about them in a way that was dark yet really funny. And obviously, when he was on Curb, his relationship with Larry David was hilarious, and the two of them, one of the best stories ever is the story about him and Larry David going to camp when they were kids. And then meeting again as adults and telling a story one night, getting drunk, or I don't know, sitting around smoking, or maybe so. I thought they were sitting around drinking at a bar talking about it, and they both realized that they had actually met as children at this camp, and when they met at this camp, they absolutely hated each other, and then they realized it, which was funny because they had already become friends after that. Which is funny to hear Larry David's quote, because again, they always, it's tongue-in-cheek humor with them. They're friends, but they are enemies or whatever, frenemies. And Larry David said he had that rare combination, speaking of Richard Lewis, he had that rare combination of being the funniest person and also the sweetest. And then he goes on to continue in his statement. He says, but today he made me sob. And for that, I'll never forgive him. There you go. So that's, really a great way to wrap it up as far as their friendship, and putting a bow on, their friendship. And I guess he had been struggling with Parkinson's for a while, which is so sad because when I was a kid, I had to mow my grandma's grass, and it was on this plot of land that was, it was on an angle like this. I'm not exaggerating. Like you try to roll the ball. Oh, you know what? Actually, sit tight. We're going to be right back. I got a visitor here. I'll come back. I'll finish that story. Be right back on another dumb show. Hang on. Okay, we are back. Welcome back to Another Dumb Show. I am Another Dumb Show host. Sorry about that early break. Had a delivery come in a little bit quicker than I expected, which is always a good thing. To have that delivery get here earlier than you planned. It's a good thing. You don't want to be waiting all night for that delivery. So just glad to be able to get it delivered. God, that's such a luxury. I can't wait until all the really... it's nice. The street stuff's great. It always, I usually get a pretty good batch from my dude, but I can't wait till we can get it. The high potency, pre-rolls and all that stuff, with the wax and all that rolled into it and all that stuff. You can get all that delivered once the recreational goes legal and stuff. I'm hoping that will happen. We can get it delivered. That would be so fucking cool. But again, nothing wrong with my dude shit. But every once in a while you want all that funky shit. That super high THC stuff where you're getting like 35, 36%, and then they infuse it with some wax or some oil, and next thing you're up to 40, 50%. So pretty fucking awesome stuff. I noticed during the break there was some comments about my MJM says, how do I send Dumb a pimp cup? I can't follow a man drinking from those womanly wine glasses. He said, at least put a Colt 45 label on it or something. Yeah, no, I agree. Wine glass is definitely not the most manly thing in the world. I think that's why like old Italian guys will drink it out of like little glasses like this, so they don't look like womanly holding a wine glass. Now here's the thing. It looks womanly more because I'm holding a wine glass the correct way, and I'm looking over here so I can see myself in the screen. Now, do you see how I hold the glass like this? This is the proper way to hold a wine glass. All right. So you see people walking around holding it like this. You see people hold it like this if they're a real fucking heathen. I've seen, what's the other thing? I see people do this. They will do like a little, they hook their finger around it like that. All of those incorrect. The correct way to hold a glass of wine is you put your pinky down, your ring finger down, your middle finger down like that. You create a little pad with those three. You rest the long part of your index finger knuckle down there to the pad of your finger, and then you balance it with the thumb on the back. That is how you hold a glass of wine. So it may look a little feminine, but that's the way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Vanilla Charlie says, get a wine glass with the show logo printed on it, and then you have an excuse to use the glass. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. This is actual crystal, though. I bought these at I don't know. I think I got them at one of the Bed Bath & Beyonds before they closed, but this is fucking actual Italian crystal right here, buddy. This is Luigi Bornioli. Luigi Bornioli crystal from Italy. So, real deal. Hear it? Can't really hear it because I'm squeezing it, but usually, there you go. All right, let's see. Where do we leave off? We left off with Richard Lewis. Sad to see Richard Lewis go. That's why I was leaving off with Parkinson's and him being sick. I used to mow my grandma's grass. It was on this big, long, huge angle, like a really heavy, steep angle, and I would watch. My neighbor, my grandma's neighbor had Parkinson's really bad. And God love this guy. He would walk this long, and it was a long, from the houses to the end of the driveway, where we're talking football field, I'd say, a good football field length I mean, these are big houses or big yards. Sucked mowing them. Oh, it was the worst days of my life mowing those. Being woken up early on a Saturday morning to go mow that grass was, I mean, I literally lay in bed crying. It was the worst days of my life. Anyway, but while I'd be mowing that grass, listening to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince and Guns N' Roses. Those are some of my go-to lawn mowing music, some Bon Jovi. But I would watch this guy walk down and I'm not making fun of him. I promise you I'm not. He would literally be walking like this, and his legs would be shaking, and he'd be trying to walk, and I would just think to myself, my God, why isn't your wife walking to the end of the fucking driveway for you? I know she can walk. I've met her. She's really nice and able-bodied, but I know Homer was his name. God, I love Homer. He was a really nice old guy. And he'd try to talk to him, and he couldn't understand anything he was saying. And sad. That Parkinson's, man, that's a sad disease for anybody. Obviously, you saw Michael J. Fox, what happened to him. Went from being Marty McFly to, and Alex P. Keaton to kind of nothing. He had to quit his whole career because of it. So just a really shitty, sad story. A great actor. I mean, he lived a long, full life, seemingly. It was, but yeah, sad news. Good guy. Like I said, was always very, very kind. The guy you heard on the air was the guy he was off the air. Without being obnoxious about it. It was just his natural demeanor. It was just the way he was, and he was able to just be funny without being bitty, which is nothing wrong with bit comics or whatever, but they're very funny too. But he was just conversationally funny. It was great. So loss to the comedy world for sure, and all around to the world. Now let's see here. By the way, a little bit before I go into my next story, Jerry Schmo, he's always in there saying he's always like he's in here first. He's not real loud a lot, doesn't say a lot, but he's very close to first almost every day. So I want to give Jerry a little bit of love because he was in our fantasy football league. And he has been dedicated to the show for a while. So just giving a little bit of love to Jerry. He says, any regular weed smokers that have also tried Delta cannabis water? Thoughts? I know nothing about any of that kind of stuff. I don't know what any of that Delta 8 stuff or any of that kind of stuff. I always say, I'm doing the illegal stuff anyway. Why would I go try something that's not as potent just because I can get it at the convenience store? Never really made sense to me. So I've never, ever tried any kind of Delta 8 or any kind of, I think I smoked that K2 stuff when it was around back in the day before they made it illegal, which was similar to weed, but not the same. And I can't imagine that was good for you because it was all very heady and kind of felt very chemically, anyway. So Jerry, I would just say get the regular stuff. If you don't have a medical card, now's the time to get one. I believe they just lowered the price of the medical cards here to a penny. So you just get your doctor's thing, which is however how much the doctor costs, maybe $100, $150. And you can get those, go on Groupon, and you can get $75 weed card now for a doctor. And you have a weed card in 2 days. So it's worth doing that. I would recommend giving it a shot. Speaking of things I would give a shot. That was a terrible segue. No, my last week we talked about my main man Superman, and I started crying because I was so excited about. I don't even remember what brought up the Superman stuff, but I got a clear that and get rid of that notification. Need that there. Need that there. Okay. We talked about Superman last week and my obsession with him, how much I love him. And that's right. We were talking about they're going to shoot Superman. It was Superman Legacy. They're going to be shooting parts of it here in Cleveland. Well, there's been an update to the story of the Superman movie. It is no longer called Superman Legacy. And The new Shield has been released, guys. There it is. This is what we can see on the Man of Steel coming in July 2025. James Gunn said, and he's the director of the new, he's essentially the director of the DC universe now, but he is writing and directing the new Superman movie that is coming out in July 2025. James Gunn said, overjoyed to be announcing the start of principal photography on Superman today, February 29th, which just so happens to be, coincidentally and unplanned, Superman's birthday. Why is that Clark Kent's birthday? Because I thought Superman's birthday was in April. Man's birthday. Okay, according to the DC Comics calendar, Superman's birthday is February 29th, a day that happens every 4 years. Okay, why did I think it was in April? What? 18th. I thought it was April 18th. Oh, okay. So according to the DC. All right, so let's go back to this here. So, hold on. Let's pull this up here. According to the DC. What just happened? Oh, I got to pull it over here, dipshit. According to the DC Comics calendar, Superman's birthday is February 29th, a day that happens once every 4 years. The birthday didn't become popular until 1976 Super DC calendar, which lists birthdays for DC calendars, and other holidays. The idea that Superman's birthday is on February 29th is confirmed in Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' comic book For the Man Who Has Everything. Okay. Now, forward to Superman's birthday, April 18th. Superman's official birthday is April 18th, 1938, the day the first issue of Action Comics #1 was released. However, according to a calendar from DC Comics, Superman's actual birthday is February 29th, which only occurs once every 4 years. So, guys, happy birthday to my guy. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. It's funny that I sing that and not the actual happy birthday song because when I was at the Eastside Cheesecake Factory, I heard that version of happy birthday about 9 or 10 times. It was pretty funny. Anyway, so it's been in my head anytime I think of birthdays now. So again, February 29th, happy birthday to the Big Blue Boy Scout. Happy birthday, Soups. Then Gunn goes on to say, when I finished the first draft of the script, I called the film Superman Legacy. By the time I locked the final draft, it was clear the title was, in all caps, Superman. Making our way to you July 2025. And then some, let's see, Superman, happy birthday, Clark, leap year, up, and away. Okay, well, there you go. Pretty cool. I like that he threw in the up, and away. That's pretty fucking sweet. So, happy birthday to Superman. But guys, well, obviously one of my favorite things with Superman is obviously the S on his chest, which doesn't stand for an S. It means hope. I know. Trust me, I know. But I obviously associate with it because of my initials, Sean Street, SS. Bad association with other SS's, good association with Superman. So we'll stick with that S. But obviously I'm obsessed with the different shields that Superman has. And one of the ones, this is the new one, right? So there's Easter eggs as far as this one goes. In the shield, we've got snow. So obviously there's going to be something to do with the Fortress of Solitude. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If it was called Superman Legacy meant like what he would leave behind, right? Isn't that what a legacy is? It's what you leave behind, your legacy. So I always thought this was going to be leading to like his Superman having a kid with Lois Lane or something like that. But if they're just calling it all caps Superman, that kind of changes. I have no clue what direction they're going to go with it. But the snow on his chest obviously implies something that the Fortress of Solitude will be included in the movie, which is great because other than the first Superman movie, they really didn't do a great job incorporating the Fortress of Solitude, with the key and all that stuff. It's cheesy, but that's the kind of stuff that you need in the movie. That's what makes Superman Superman. So I like the texture of it. I like the kind of weave design that they have on there. I like the the kind of way it's kind of beveled around the yellow parts in there. I like that a lot. What's interesting, and a lot of people might not notice that, is the extra yellow band around the red S. Usually it's just a red S. The classic Superman, let's see, classic Superman shield. Classic is that could go a lot of different directions from what the original one is, blah, 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 blah. But the one everybody pretty much knows, open image in new tab, there you go. This is the one everybody knows, right? That's the one that everybody's familiar with. That's the tight one. And you'll notice there is black around that one, as opposed to this one. Where'd it go? Well, I got 8,000 tabs open. As opposed to this one, oh my God, wrong one. Holy Christ, I got 8 million tabs open. They're all the wrong ones. There it is. This is what I was going for. Jeez. So there you go. There's the classic one. Here is the new version. And up at the top there, you can see right there at the top, there is a yellow band around the red and then yellow down around the red at the bottom as well, two totally different versions of the S. I like it because there are, let's see, what's the other, what was I just going to show here? There is also, it's based on a couple different ones. So it's based on, in my opinion, the new design is based in part on the Kingdom Come Superman logo, which is a really fucking cool one. I fucking love this one so much. And then I would say it is combined with this one, the new 52 Superman shield, which I don't know why it's on this weird flag or whatever, but like I said, it's like a combination of those two. Did I close? Oh, I did close it. Hold on one sec. So we can see all three of them together so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me open that back up. Sorry. Closed it. There's that post. Come on. Trying to drag this up to the top here. Where's the Kingdom Come one at now? Gotta get 8,000 fucking tabs open. All right, so let's see. Kingdom Come. So you can kind of see how they're compared. Whoop, wrong one. How you can see they're a little bit comparable with that big fat one coming across there and how it's attached to the top at that one. So I would say it is really similar. Maybe the new 52 one that I just showed you is not really, because let's see the new 52 one again. There's that. So the only thing I'm kind of no, that's actually nothing like that at all. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, fuck that. That's got nothing to do with it. It's this one. It is a take on the Kingdom Come one, which should be interesting because the Kingdom Come comics, if I remember, are pretty. Superman is kind of a badass. So let's see here. That's what I forgot. Superman is really a dick in this one. In the 1996 comic book Kingdom Come, Superman retires after the Joker kills Lois Lane and all the employees of the Daily Planet. Superman feels that his beliefs are too old-fashioned for the modern world after the public approves Mad Dog's extrajudicial killing of the Joker. Superman and Batman face off against a new generation of heroes in the final war against each other to determine the future of the planet. Superman is immune to the kryptonite of New Earth, and has absorbed several more years' worth of solar energy, effectively erasing his kryptonite vulnerability, which makes him absolutely unbeatable. Superman eventually turns good guys have to fight the not quite as good guys. So, awesome. So that's I'm wondering if we're going to be basing it around that storyline. It'll be interesting to see if the Joker does make an appearance in this movie, because I don't know that I've really seen Joker and Superman in the same movie before. Maybe just in animated stuff. I don't think I've seen that in live action unless I'm just completely a dipshit and not remembering something, but I don't think so. Vanilla Charlie said the shield reminds him of the Thundercats logo. Well, I was a big Thundercats guy. I love me some Lion-O. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. All right, so here's the Thundercats logo. I would say only the colors are similar, and in that sense, I mean they're definitely similar colors and maybe some of the angular stuff, but I would say that's the only thing that was kind of resembles that there. Let's see here. Next up, I just mentioned the Joker, and there is a new Joker movie coming out. Obviously, the Joaquin Phoenix movie came out a while back with the Joker. I am one of these people who just does not understand the Joker and people's obsession with him. He's a maniacal, sociopathic murderer, not a stand-up comic jokester. He's a shitty, horrible character who tortures Batman and tortures people and shoots Barbara Gordon in the stomach. And he's a horrible guy. He's a horrible guy, the Joker. But all these people are obsessed with him and like love the Joker. And I always see these, I always see these cars with all the Joker shit on it and whatnot, and like ha 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 and all that. And I mean, whatever. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. I just don't understand why you're into it. Again, this goes back to like the people with the Michael Myers stickers on their cars. I just don't really understand it. I get it dressing up at Halloween as all these characters. That's the time to be macabre and weird. Not weird, but just macabre. Just the round the 24/7, 365 macabrery is a little much for me. And I just never have understood the loving the villain part of this. I know, and I love Superman. I'm old fashioned, so everybody else loves Batman because he's kind of bad, or I love Deadpool because he's kind of bad, or whatever. It's not cool to like Superman, or like Tony Stark or whatever, or Iron Man because they're kind of cool. And Superman's not. He's dorky. That's his whole thing. He's trying to take away from the fact of how amazing he is, so he acts like a dork. But anyway, back to the Joker. I believe I found a trailer for the new Joker movie. Now, I believe I'm going to have to mute this because there's a Billie Eilish song that's going to play in it. So we'll start it and then probably have to mute it.
Ready?
And just about. There's why I got to mute it. So, okay, so that's Lady Gaga showing the Waynes. Now, again, I don't know if this is an actual trailer or if this is a fake trailer. I wasn't able to find if this was officially the legit trailer, but so far, you know, I'm also confused about the obsession with Harley Quinn because this was a normal doctor. If you don't know the story of Harley Quinn, this is a normal doctor who meets the Joker in Arkham Asylum, and the Joker essentially tricks her into believing that she also is crazy, and she falls in love with him, or maybe she is crazy or whatever. But again, she turns into a bad guy too. She's not, she's a criminal there, and then you see her kind of as Harley Quinn. There's a pretty cool shot where, they not have it? They only showed it for a second. But I was able to find a thing, there's like a shot. You remember that famous shot in the last one, in the first Joker, where they showed him on the steps, and I think they were playing the... Isn't that what they played? I don't remember what song they played during that. Wasn't it the Gary Glitter song or whatever? But anyway, here is what looks to be Lady Gaga doing this on those steps. Some actual shots of her recording it as Harley Quinn. So if you don't want a spoiler, don't look. So it looks like it's really grainy. It looks like something. And there you go. So that looks like, unless it's a stunt double or something else, this is supposedly Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga, doing her thing on the steps, just like the Joker did. And here comes the Joker up to save her with all the cops. Joker runs away. She stands there singing. So there you go. There's a little shot of what we might be seeing in the movie. In whenever that, I think that said, what, October 2024? So I am excited to see that. That should be pretty cool. I don't really care for the character. I don't want to see him be successful. I hope they have Batman come in and beat the shit out of him and kick his ass. This is what I'm really hoping will happen. and they lock them all up. And if Batman can't get the job done, they call the big blue Boy Scout, and he'll come handle the job. Now, I just mentioned Iron Man a minute ago, and we are getting pretty close. Why is this not working right now with audio? There we go. We are on the verge. I was just talking about AI and neural links and all that shit. Well, we are on the verge of having our very own Iron Man. Oh, okay. So going back to the Joker, before I move on, I'm seeing Irish Ronnie put in a comment. He said, "Oh, Mikey said that's a fake trailer." Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if that was a legit trailer or not. Okay, cool. It looked good. Looked like a cool trailer. Either way, whoever put it together did a good job. Irish Ronnie says, "You have to be a certain type of person. We're not bad people. We just understand the bad guy's view." Bad guy's view is a maniacal killer who murders people. Like, I don't understand. What's the bad guy's view? Who cares if he was abused as a kid or he got made fun of doing his stand-up? Does that mean he gets the right to go around and take over the city and try to burn it? And again, he shoots Barbara Gordon in the stomach in one of the storylines. It paralyzes her. And it's a fucking bad guy. It's awful. It's not a good guy at all. No redeeming qualities. Not even a good stand. Not even funny. Really. Just a bad, massive criminal. Anyway, so going back to Tony Stark. He is, we're right around the corner. Maybe not from a Tony Stark, but certainly Iron Man suits are, I think we're not too far from those guys. Check out this video over the weekend. Or just over the past few days, maybe over the weekend. There was the first ever jetpack race in Dubai. Check this out. So there they are. Look at these guys. They're fucking flying. These dudes are literally flying like fucking Iron Man. Now, I know that they're over water and it only works, I think might only work over water. Fitted with 5 gas turbine engines, it can run on jet fuel, diesel, or biofuel. That's neat. Look at him race. Get inside. Get that turn inside. Oh, he got smoked right there. You could tell it was a little more ballsy with it than the other ones. Okay, so it does work over land. So there you go. There they are coming in. Fucking Iron Man suits, guys. That's where you hit those after blasts. Look at all these dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes on jetpacks. 5 dudes. That is pretty fucking cool, man. So we're right there. We are right on the verge. I mean, all they have to do is just make the suits look like an Iron Man suit, and you got a suit. And I have actually been following a few people on Instagram who they've been working on their own homemade Iron Man suits. There's a couple different ones. There's that I found. This guy's loud. Check this dude out.
This is my flying Iron Man.
Oh, I can't play that song. All right, so let me start it over in case you're just listening. It says, I built a flying Iron Man suit, and it shows a guy wearing what looks to be an Iron Man costume. What is all this stuff? It's got all these turbines. There's him practicing, trying to make it work. Malfunctions. All right, there's the turbines blowing up. Crazy spins out of control, trying to learn how to use the turbines. Why are you doing this? Crying as you're doing it. And then there it is. Here's the after. Now, all right, so let's see what this guy's wearing here. Is this like some sort of weird gold lame? Looks like a wrestler suit, to be honest with you. Maybe not the best. The helmet looks legit, but maybe if you're going to put all the effort into the turbines and the helmet, maybe get a suit that isn't like the one you get at Spirit Halloween. Like, is that what I'm seeing here? Like, look at that. Look how fucking cheesy that looks. And then you can see his shoes on top. What a fucking goon. Here is the rest of this goober. Hold on, let me zoom back out. Reset. Here we go. That's so goofy. What a nerd. But hey, he's actually fucking flying though, so I'll give him that. So we got guys building Iron Man suits in their garages right now. And actually, I have another dude here, another guy I followed on Instagram, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the guy who also created he made a homemade lightsaber. First person to ever create a lightsaber, or the closest thing to an actual lightsaber thing. Here is this other Iron Man suit. Can't play that either. More Iron Man music. All right, so it's just the kind of like schematics showing on the screen of the face mask being printed. They 3D print the face mask. They throw some carbon fiber around it to harden it. You see him cutting out the eye holes there. Some sort of weird chemical getting dumped. Chemicals being mixed. I don't know what the glowing shit is that he made. Okay, that's some sort of anodizing thing or whatever. So now he's done that to the helmet. He's got some arm plates that he's now built. He's literally building a metal thing. So just like I was saying with that other guy, why is he going to make it all chintzy? This guy, you can see right here, he's got a metal chest plate, almost like the Mark I. There he is. He's cutting metal, lathing shit, laser cutting metal. And looks like, all right, so now we're getting into like the blasters. He's got an actuator, a bunch of actuators he's built on his arm. You see a little hand press thing he can use to turn stuff on and off on his arm. And I believe the things he has on his arm, if this is the one that I think it is, it shoots out like a blast of gas, kind of like Tony's would do. Wow, that one is actually connected to his arms electronically. Look at that. So is he controlling it with his hand? And the nerve things are picking up what to do like a fucking prosthetic? Look at that. Do you see that with the knee, how it does that? So when he moves his knee, the thing moves with it. Holy fucking shit, guys. This thing is going to be badass. I'm going to have to go back and find this guy and see what the final results look like. He's got a gun built onto it? Okay. I don't think he can do that. There you go. That's the shot I was looking for. Look at that. So he's got the thing on his arm. Let me zoom in a little bit on this. Why is this all getting all weird? Come on. Zoom in for me. Thank you. Look at that. What is all that? Oh, shit, I zoomed too far. Okay, so here he is working on the hand, tightening the hand. Yeah, go to Alex Lab. I want to watch more of those videos on his YouTube. I'm going to have to check that out. But that's fucking sweet. We're right around the corner from having a friggin' Iron Man suit, guys. I mean, it's going to happen. We're right there. We're right around the corner from it. So don't be a bad guy. Don't be the Joker. You want to be a good guy in these days. Michael K says, oh great, it's not enough. I have to put up with my neighbor's leaf blower, but now I got to pull up with him flying around on a fucking jetpack. That's pretty funny. Disaster says, that guy mixing all those chemicals together, I thought I was watching on how to make meth. No, we don't do that here. That's a violation of the terms of service. We don't do that here on YouTube. What else do we got here? Speaking of bad guys, boy, I tell you what, I have a story here that you guys might have probably heard because it's been a couple days since it came out, but I cannot not talk about this story. This is absolutely insane. So there's a story you may or may not have heard, I don't know, but there's this guy from a band, all right? He was super obsessed with the chick that his bandmate was dating. This band was called Lorna. Let's see, I'll show you. Here's Lorona's logo. If you want to see that, there you go. There's Lorna, L-L-O, like Corona, like the coronavirus, but with two L's instead of a C. Lorna. So anyway, Lorna is a hardcore band. I got to be honest with you, I don't exactly know what hardcore music is. I'm a DJ. I should probably know all genres. If I had to guess, I assume it's some sort of metal and rock and punk mixed together. But again, hardcore, not exactly on the must playlists at my wedding as a DJ. So clevelandreception.com, by the way, if you know anybody who needs a wedding. 2024 filling up very quickly. Was fortunate to get a couple bookings over the past couple weeks. So 2024 filling up quick. So if you know anybody looking to get married this year, looking for a DJ, send them my way because it's starting to fill up quick, which is I'm very fortunate. And then 2025 already got a few too. So looking good for moving forward. Anyway, so again, I don't know what hardcore is, but this is Lorna is a hardcore band. And they have a band member, a guy named Six. Oh, you know what? Do I have the picture of Six? Yes, I do. Here is Six. It's kind of a dark picture, but you get the idea. Here is Six. So I kind of zoomed in because I just want his picture in it, but here's Six. Dark. You know, looks like your typical hardcore dude, right? He's got the goatee, nose ring, hardcore nose ring, kind of a whatever hat that is, like with a bill flipped up, just kind of a hardcore look, attitude, face to him or whatever. Anyway, Six is, he's the guitar player in Lorna. And Lorna also has, in fact, he's actually dating a chick. I forgot, I left out. Six is dating, and here's the picture that I zoomed out of. Here's Six. God damn, I keep hitting the wrong one. He's dating, I don't know what Six's fiance's name is. But here's the picture of Six and his girlfriend. Let's just call her Jane. So here's Six and Jane together. Six is the guitarist in Lorna. They have a guy who is, every band has, guitarists, and then you got your lead singer of the band, right? The lead singer of Lorna is Diego. Well, somehow, Diego, do I have a picture of Diego? Hold on, I thought I did. Diego. Do I have a picture of Diego? I don't know if I have a picture of Diego. I'm not sure if I have. I wasn't able to find a picture of him, but either way. So he's the lead singer of the band Lorna. Diego, for whatever reason, has kind of fallen. He's become obsessed with Six's fiancée, Jane. So obsessed that he decided he was going to go to just really, really great lengths to try to drive a wedge between Six and his fiancée, Jane. And, there's the standard ways of trying to break people up. Like he could, badmouth Six to Jane, like to get along. Oh man, you know what? I don't like the way Six treats you, blah, 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 blah. I saw the way Six treated you at the bar earlier tonight after the concert. And, if you were with me, I'd never treat you that way. That kind of shitty shit like that. That kind of fucking slimeball dude kind of stuff. Now, I understand this kind of obsession. When I was younger, I had this thing where I would start to fall for my buddy's girlfriends. And I think it was because when I was younger, I was fat and gross and I didn't get a lot of attention from girls. And I would start to get attention from my buddy's girlfriend because they'd get to know me as a person, and they would just, they had no interest in me physically, but they got to know me as a person and we'd got to be friends. And then I would then mistake this, and I never went after my buddy's girlfriends or anything like that. Never made any moves, anything like that. But I was always, I'd always end up with a crush on my buddy's girlfriend. And it's because, they would get to know me and they treat me nicely and they'd be friendly with me and all that kind of stuff. And it would get in my head, oh, maybe they actually like me, because getting a little attention and that kind of shit. So I understand kind of having a thing for your dude's girl. But that was really when I was younger. I had the guy Dumber, who, because it's Dumb and Dumber, that's how I got my name on the show. The old show host called us Dumb and Dumber. I got to be dumb. Dumber dated a girl who I really ended up having a big crush on because we got to be really good friends. And I knew everything about her. She knew everything about me. We, confide in each other, all that kind of stuff. And it got in my head. I had a crush on this girl. Again, never made any moves, nothing like that. But so again, I understand how you could be tempted to try to do something to drive a wedge between the two of them, to try to, slide in like I'm sure people are sliding in DMs now to do all that. But Diego, the lead singer of Lorna, went way, way, way beyond just trying to talk shit about his buddy. Diego apparently had a side job. He worked for some company where he, outside of the band, he worked for some company that made like pre-workout supplements. Well, apparently these pre-workouts, and he would bring these pre-workout supplements in to give to the other bandmates before they work out. They'd be like, all right, guys, we got to get in shape. We play guitar and we exercise together. We're a band. Let's work out together. So Diego showed up with all these pre-workouts that apparently were laced with the sex hormone estrogen. Now, if you're a dipshit and you don't know any better, I've just left that up the whole time. If you don't know any better, there's estrogen and testosterone. Estrogen is essentially the hormone that makes a woman, and testosterone is the hormone that makes a man, right? So if you start pumping a bunch of estrogen into a man, it's going to start causing some problems. And one of the problems is it could potentially start making you a woman. And interestingly, I showed you the picture. Here's the picture of 6 from before the pre-estrogen picture, pre-workout estrogen diet he was put on. And then here's what he looks like now. So, still got his hair on his cheeks, but now he's moved over to purple hair. He's added in an eyebrow ring. I don't know. I would argue looks a little bit less hardcore than maybe he did before. So it seems as though the medications were working. And I'm not saying I don't definitely you can't be dosing people with anything, but this guy's definitely, I believe it worked. I mean, what he was doing worked. I mean, the guy looks like he's, this 6 dude looks like he's ready to go play on a college volleyball team, a women's college volleyball team. Or a swimming team. So he's kind of looks like he's almost started to transition a little bit, but yes, quite the power move. Turn your competition into a new gender. Just change their gender. And if you do think about it though, it's just another example of animal men or male animals fighting for dominance, right? You think about it in the wild, you got grizzly bears fighting for dominance, you got lions fighting for dominance and the pride and all that stuff, gorillas going crazy. I mean, so he did the human equivalent of that, you know what I mean? Just, these are 2 human males fighting for competition. It's crazy. Instead of ripping off the guy's dick like a gorilla or a chimp or some sort of fucking animal, he goes, I'll give him some fucking estrogen so his dick won't work. He'll grow some boobs. He'll lose hair, and all that shit. That dude 6 who got dosed is saying that I've had physical changes from the hormones besides stomach ulcers, weight loss, and muscle fatigue that I will not get into, as well as notable mental changes. So physical changes that he won't get into as well as notable mental changes. So again, I'm not fucking advocating what the guy did, but goddamn, what a dastardly, sneaky way to take out your fucking competition, right? I mean, it's caveman shit, right? You literally just fucking walk up with a fucking club, fucking thump your competition right over the head with a fucking estrogen club, bonk. And then you grab her by the hair, grab the cave woman by the hair, and you drag her back to the fucking cave. I mean, like, that's what you used to see in the cartoons and shit like that. I'm not saying that's okay to do, obviously. But so that, I mean, that's essentially the equivalent of what this guy did, to fucking thudded the guy over the head with a club and tried to take his chick. But instead he used an estrogen club, like I said, and tried to fucking turn him into a chick. What a move. I mean, it's awful. Just the absolutely shittiest thing you could do. But goddamn, very sneaky, very smart. Pretty good move by that guy. And I believe he denied. Oh, what was the text message that he sent? Hold on. I believe he sent a text message where, oh, you know what? That's right. I have the pictures of how they, totally forgot to show you guys these. All right, so here is the actual statement that was put out by Lorna. We have decided to part ways with our vocalist Diego. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Due to admission of very disturbing and concerning behavior towards one of our band members and their partner. He's admitted to being obsessed with said partner and has been attempting to sabotage their relationship by cutting pre-workout he frequently gifts from his job with high amounts of estrogen in them. He has been attempting to force a transition on him for the last 5 months in hopes that would give him the opportunity to, quote, swoop in once he looks stronger and more manly in comparison. Stupid caveman mindset that makes zero sense. Actually makes perfect sense if you do think of men as cavemen, and we pretty much are. We're fucking cavemen. Most of us are. He said this tampering has caused confusion and thousands of dollars in medical bills the past months trying to figure out what is wrong, like why is he lactating? We would not know any of this unless Diego had gotten way too intoxicated and ousted himself and then stated an admission to all of this via text. There are many more disgusting details that have been left out for the sake of privacy and general censorship. So there's all kinds of weird stuff that's going on. Homeboy's dick stopped working. There's all kinds of stuff that happened. They're just not going into all the details, which is understandable. But where is the picture? I thought I had the text message. Apparently I do not. Lorna, Diego. Where did that text go? Oh, here's Diego. Here we go. There we go. Finally, I found a picture of him. It just took a couple days for the actual thing to come together. That's not them. Get the fuck out of here. It was Bo and Yang from Saturday Night Live. Hold on. I'm trying to find the text message where the guy admits it. Diego Lorna text. Where the hell did I see that? I know I saw the text. There it is. Come on. Oh my God, there's 8,000 ads on this fucking page. Here we go. All right, so, all right, that's it. Okay. So here's his admission. He actually admits to it in a text message, and they posted it on their Instagram. Lorna did. It says, I'm sorry, guys. The Rigid project is over due to me saying some very uncomfortable and disrespectful things to Six and Caroline. Okay, so Jane's name is apparently Caroline. To Six and Caroline, such as giving Six estrogen and being obsessed with Caroline and hating Six while I was drunk. I've been kicked out of La Lorna as well and will no longer be in the scene. There you go. Blah, blah, blah sucks. Nashville welcomes you with open arms. Those are people replying to him, saying all that stuff. I was really drunk and told Six and his fiance that I was obsessed with her and had a deep hatred for Six and gave Six estrogen to get an edge up on him. Well, you did get an edge up on him. I guarantee it was causing probably some issues between him and his girl, because I'm sure his Johnson just stopped working out of nowhere and all that stuff. And he's lactating, and I'm sure she's just sitting there going, "Is this guy transitioning and not telling anybody?" Anyway, so it is amazing how stupid men can be when they get horny, right? So. Let's see. The other day, Drizzy Drake was in town. If you guys don't know who Drizzy Drake is, that's Drake, the rapper. He was at, well, hold on. He was at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse that was a Sunday it was. And actually, here's a little bit of it. He actually brings out two Cleveland rappers. Well, I don't know if I should call them Machine Gun Kelly or Machine or MGK, because MGK is now going through some sort of transition and may have dropped the Machine Gun Kelly moniker and is only going by MGK now, according to his Instagram. But here's Drake bringing out MGK. Oh, the audio got all fucked up. God damn it. Motherfucker, why is this all weird? Well, there you go, guys. It's all weird. Who gives a shit anyway? You're getting the idea. It's Drake giving MGK and Doughboy love, two Cleveland rappers. Oh, so you can actually read what they're saying. So there you go. Hold on. Let's read it. Since it's in blur. All right, so here's Drake, MGK, Doughboy. Doughboy was in that Apple commercial with the charger, if you don't know who Doughboy is. And of course, here's Drake. Of course, my day one, real Cleveland representative, Machine Gun, like, what's up? And of course, y'all make some noise for my brother, Lil Durk, one time. There you go. Was it good Drake? Oh, it was pretty good Drake. It wasn't bad. Can't sing like him. I can do that obnoxious kind of Drake voice. What was the other video? I thought I had another video of Drake and MGK. Is it the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. Never mind. All right. So, yeah. So the reason I bring that up is because, well, first, it's just cool that he brought out Cleveland rappers, gave them props of the biggest rapper and biggest rapper and come to town in a long time. Biggest rapper in the world, arguably, right now. So that was cool to see him getting a little bit of love. But it's funny because people were calling it the biggest concert of the year here in Cleveland, at least. And which is interesting because I was being fed a lot of stuff on Instagram saying the exact same thing, that it was the biggest concert of the year, including a post from the local strip club, one of the local strip clubs, saying it was the biggest party of the year and that the after party, or biggest concert of the year, and the after party was going to be there at this club. So B1 had come over earlier in that day. She's still getting over being sick. So it's been almost 2 months now since I've had sex. So I'm ready to explode here. Got the actual loin ache happening. Need that naked bod on top of me. Which, wheels started turning, you start getting real horny, you're sitting there all by yourself, you saw all these Instagram things, and you're like, hey, it's Drake's here. That means all the best girls are going to be at the club. They're all going to be working tonight. Probably be girls that come in from out of town that are going to be pretty good because they're expecting lots of people there and potentially even maybe Drake to show up. So they're all going to be there. It's 9 o'clock. Drake won't go on stage until at least 9 or probably till 10, 10:30, 11 maybe even. So all those top girls that are there, they're going to be bored. They're going to be looking for something to do. Might be kind of slow. Might be looking to give somebody some attention. Pick of the litter kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like when you went to like Philip had when he went to, you remember Philip from RMG, Philip from Rochester, when he went out to the Bunny Ranch, one of the best experience. The whole week was good. Outside of the prostitute, who cares? Just Philip there was the best part of that whole thing. But when he walked in there, they literally have them all lined up for you when you walk in. And Philip would go in and he had to pick whichever one he wanted. It was pretty crazy. And they do that for everybody who's a potential customer that comes in. And that's kind of like what I was thinking, I'm just going to be able to kind of walk in and probably going to be slow. And there's just going to be a slew of beautiful women in front of me. Probably some not so beautiful women. If you ever been to some of the clubs around here. So I was like sitting there. I was looking at the clock. I was thinking about money. Like I said, just booked a couple weddings. So I was like, should I go? So I sat there staring at the wall for about 5 minutes, trying to talk myself into getting dressed, going out. And then in that 5 minutes of staring at the wall, trying to talk myself up to get dressed and go out, I reached over to use my phone to kind of look to see how much an Uber would cost if I was going to go. And my phone died right in that moment. So I looked at that as a sign from the universe that it was probably not a good move for me to go. Because, again, I can't go anywhere because I can't Uber. I need to charge my phone enough. By the time I charge my phone enough to be able to actually get somewhere and then hang out, it's going to die while I'm out there because I won't have enough time to charge it for long enough. So I also then realized that going to the strip club by myself is kind of lame. If I had a friend to go do it with, that might be more fun. If I did have a friend, that'd have been the night where I shot off a text and said, "Yo, let's go hit the club." You know what I mean? I actually considered texting my old buddy Jeffrey. Not gonna lie, I even thought I'd go. I know that fucking guy will go to a strip club, but instead I stayed home and just sulked about not getting laid. So that was that. That was the end of that. I also so kind of going back to a little bit. Oh, hold on one sec here. Secret ADS mindset. Better not forget the bitch story. No, I haven't forgotten about that. We'll get to that in a little bit. I'll get there in a little bit. I have this other story. We're just, like I said, I was just talking about Drake and strippers. I have this other story about a concert that happened. I think it was over a couple of weeks ago. And it's from a guy named O'Malley. Now, I saw O'Malley on, I think it was the Grammys, I believe it was. I feel like I saw him there. He's a Nigerian R&B singer. Here's a zoom-in shot of him. Here is O'Malley. Again, a Nigerian R&B singer. And the only reason I'm showing this to you is because, well, it reminded me. Hold on one sec. Uh-oh, hold on one sec. My computer's not finding what I'm looking for. Why is this not searching? Fuck. Why is my search bar not working all of a sudden in my files? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, here we go. So, you guys have seen me play this clip before. And the reason, sorry about the thing there. So, you guys have seen me play this clip before because I just want to get out ahead of the Dumb is a hypocrite, blah, blah, blah. Because, all right, so here's B1 dancing on Roverfest. You want to remember she is not dancing on Vanilla Ice. That's the point I'm showing it. That's the only reason I'm showing it. Also, I like to look at it, not going to lie. But I'm also showing it to prove a point about this next video I played because people are saying, oh, Dom, you're going to be a hypocrite, blah, 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 blah. How can you give this person a hard time after you let B1 dance on Vanilla Ice? Well, B1 did not dance on Vanilla Ice. She danced on stage for 1,000 people instead, or 13,000 people or whatever it was. But here is O'Malley, and here's what apparently at his concerts, I guess he's bigger on Instagram and TikTok probably than he is everywhere else. But he had a concert recently. Part of the concert, he brings a woman up on stage to dance, kind of like Vanilla Ice did. You know, he invites hot chicks to come up and dance on stage. That's totally understandable. I get that. I can't knock the guy for that one bit. But again, I want to remind you, no touching in Vanilla Ice. We talked about Usher and Alicia Keys at the Super Bowl. Thought that was a little bit too much, a little bit too far. Well, that was some grade school shit compared to what happened at this O'Malley concert. So watch this and imagine being a dude in the crowd and allowing your girl to go do this. Oh, I gotta mute that while he's singing, Bow. But so he's pointing at the girl in the crowd, and I guess if you're a fan of his, you know that that's what happens. So they jump ahead, they pull the girl out of the crowd. Here's the girl in the crowd, and it looks like her dude is with her, if you didn't notice that. She goes up on stage. They pull down like a curtain, so it's like a silhouette And you see the dude recording. I believe this is her boyfriend right here recording it. That's homeboy right there. That's his girl on stage with Omalay. And this is what he, okay, no. Oh my fucking God, dude. All right. Time to fucking call it a night. Oh, wow. Just straight up fucking banging her from behind, too. First off, that's the dude's boyfriend, the chick's boyfriend. This guy is, I would fucking, this would be it. I mean, how do you let her come and, yeah, he's not cool with that anymore. No. It was laughs at first, but that got to be a little bit too far. Now, if B1 had been doing that on Vanilla Ice, I don't believe her and I would be together. Like, if she loves Luke Bryan. If Luke Bryan brought chicks up on stage for Country Girl Shake It For Me, and all they did was dance, and that would be great. I would love for her to do that. That would be fucking great. That would be one of the greatest things that ever happened to her. It'd be one of the things I'd love to see the most. It would be fucking awesome. However, I would not like to see him bending her over, banging her, fucking got his fucking hand on her, like doing this fucking shit. I mean, this shit is out of fucking control. I would lose my mind if I was this fucking guy. Look at this shit. I mean, that right there is bad. She's doing it, right? She's pretending to go, and then he's got her bent over. She's still being all sexy about it. She's not even like pretending to be, yeah, he's laughing along. Yeah, keep laughing, buddy. It's going to get worse here in a sec. And then, right, just banging her from the front. And by the way, who fucks like that? That's a weird, I mean, at least like, you got to get up and under at the girl that short, dude. That doesn't work from that tall. But then they're just bumping. Bump, bump, bump. I would be fucking losing my mind if B1 was on stage with Luke Bryan doing that. I don't care if it's her favorite fucking thing in the world. I would literally be like, I think I'd be like, I might scream. No, I actually wouldn't scream. I would look at the person who was next to us and be like, tell that bitch she can walk home. When she gets back to the seat, tell that bitch she can walk home, because she would suddenly stop being somebody I cared for, loved, and would immediately become calling her a bitch. She would be a massive bitch at that point. So I'll be like, that bitch can walk home. Peace out. See ya. And I would have stumbled my way out and probably would have blocked her as I'm walking out the door. I would have blocked her phone number, blocked her Instagram, blocked everything. I'd have fucking bounced, deleted everything. Fortunately, I don't think she would do anything like that anymore in particular. But that's what that guy in that crowd has got to do that. Just dump that girl, drop her on her fucking head. I hope he didn't leave with her. I hope, and by the way, how does that Omalay guy get away with all that? I mean, that guy's going to get hit with some sort of sexual assault thing or something. He can't keep doing that. How is his manager allowing that? Like, if he just sits, like I think Usher used to get away with it because he would just sit in a chair and have the girls give him lap dances. So it's basically them doing it to him. Or did he give them lap dances? I don't even know. But either way, that's a touchy ground you're on there, shaky ground you're on there. It's touchy subject, shaky ground. I don't think you'd want to do that. I mean, like, do you think the women signed a waiver on their way in that said something along the lines of, agreed to be doggy style, simulation doggy style tonight? I doubt that. I very much doubt that. So, very interesting. Yeah, that's a fine print. Might get bent over by doggies. Might get bent over by Omalay. All right. Michael K says, I feel so old, I don't even know who half of these artists are anymore. Yeah, I believe most of them, a lot of them are bigger on like I said, he's bigger on TikTok and Instagram, and that's where most of the like younger kids find their music now is on Instagram and TikTok. They're not on the radio, you know what I'm saying? They might find stuff on YouTube or whatever, but most of the time it's on Instagram or TikTok. So, all right. I have a story here, and it's kind of silly. If you guys don't know, something I've always talked about that is a problem for me is that I have a big, giant, fat cow tongue. I mean, it's huge. If you've never seen it before, I'll show it to you now. I can make it big in different ways, so everybody can stick their tongue out. All right. stick her tongue out. And maybe some people can touch their nose. I can't touch my nose. So it just looks like a normal tongue, right? It's just kind of doing that. But watch. There you go. How a humongous, massive, gigantic cow tongue. It's huge. And the reason I'm bringing this up, two reasons. I was going to bring this up because the other day, when I took my mom to the hospital, I saw something that blew my mind. My mom was laying in the bed. Mom, don't take offense to this. Just laugh it off because it's silly. My mom was laying in bed, and they had her stick her tongue out because she has a small airway, and they need to know that for anesthetic and intubation and all that shit. Well, they even put like a little risk on there and say small airway or something like that. And the anesthesiologist came in to check out my mom, and they had her stick her tongue out. And the reason she has a small airway, I believe, is because she also has a very large tongue. When she stuck her tongue out, I was like, whoa, holy shit. Now I know where it comes from. My mom's got a giant tongue too. Now, she doesn't have a big giant cow tongue like me. But it is exceedingly large. Now, I was going to bring up my big tongue because of that. But then today, I saw a story in the news about a woman who has set the Guinness World Record for the largest woman tongue. Now, she starts out just like I do. There you go, like I did. There's your basic tongue. You stick it out. It's no big deal, right? This woman looks just fucking like me when she goes over and does. Look at that. When she sticks her tongue out all big like that, it looks just like mine, right? I can't see if I turn this way, but looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. Here she is setting the Guinness World Record as they apparently this is how they measure it. This is the Guinness people measuring it. She apparently has her tongue, the circumference of her tongue is, let's see, 5.21 circumference bigger than a soda can. So, all right. Jenny Duvander is her name. She's from Oregon. She's been declared by the Guinness World Records to have the largest female tongue in the world. Jenny Duvander's tongue is 5.21 inches in circumference. Thicker than a soda can. Her tongue is thicker than that. That's fucking crazy. She was inspired to apply for the record when she was reading the 2023 Guinness World Records with her son before bed. And she saw a picture of the record holder for the world's largest male tongue. Okay, let's see that. World record, largest male tongue. As of May 2023, Brian McCullough. Are you fucking kidding me, really? This shouldn't count. All right, so here's the world's longest tongue. This is Brian, whatever. I don't know what the fuck his name is. He's the world's longest tongue, male. So Jenny, this girl here, she decided she's going to measure it and go for the world record for the women. And she was unaware the tongue circumference was a record. And then she measured around hers and figured out through her dentist, the official measurement was done with a piece of floss. So guys, I think tomorrow I'm going to get a piece of floss and I'm going to, wait, what? It says right here, in order to make her tongue larger, Duvander must flex it, which is a good thing because as she noted, if my tongue was always that large, I don't think I'd be able to talk. Yeah. Why do you think I bite my fucking tongue all the time and slur my words? Because I have this big, fat, giant-ass cow tongue. That's why. But anyway, I think what I need to do is that thing with the floss. Is I get the floss, I'll go around my tongue, and then we'll measure to see how long it is. Apparently, she literally has been trying to get it bigger on purpose. And I always want to figure out a way to get a tongue reduction. While it does help in the bedroom, let's not lie. I mean, it's a very handy tool. It's huge. I bite it all the time. I fucking hate it. It's the worst. In fact, I bit it the other night while I was out to dinner with my mom. Hold on, I'm getting blown up right now. To make sure everything's okay here. So far, so good. Everything okay. Again, I bit my tongue the other night when I went out with my mom. We went out on our celebration date after her. She had a health scare. She had to have a biopsy. They thought she had a mass in her bladder. It ended up just being some bad inflammation, and she. They did a biopsy of it, and it came back cancer-free. So clean bill of health as far as that goes. No cancer, no bladder cancer, none of that kind of stuff that we have to worry about. Thank God. Right now, we said, let's celebrate. There was a couple fans, Nugget Man, one of the league members, Timothy, another league member, both put in some money to get my mom some flowers. Mom didn't really, flowers were not the right gift for her at the time. So I said, hey, let's go out to a nice celebration dinner. So I decided to, I went, you know what? I got a nice chunk of money. I could take all that money and we could go to, a chain restaurant and use all that money on her and I. And I thought to myself, you know what? That's not really fair. I should take all this money and I should dump it all on her somewhere. So I made us reservations at a nice steakhouse here in town. There's there's a few nice ones around here. There's a 5-star one that I've been to, probably a couple 4 stars that I've been to. This one is bordering between 3 and 4 stars, I'd say. It's a pretty nice restaurant. I'll just tell you, it's Delmonico's in Independence. Really nice place. I've been there before. The old boss, I've had 2 other bosses take me at other jobs I've had, have taken me to lunch there. Great lobster bisque. If you love lobster and love bisque, they have great lobster bisque, very buttery and creamy and delicious. So I said to my mom, let's go there. I knew it was going to cost, I was going to end up spending quite a bit of money, and I did. But it was well worth it because it's my favorite thing. My guilty pleasure is fine dining. So I said, why not take advantage of this? Take my mom out. My mom, I don't believe, has done a lot of fine dining in her life. So I thought this would be a great experience for her. And let me tell you, we had a fucking wonderful time. We had a really great time. It started with, it was filled with laughs the whole night, first off. It started with, I dropped my mom off at the door and I went and parked. And as I'm walking up, I'm looking in front of me as I'm walking to the door, and my mom's at the door, and there's a woman walking in between me and my mom. And I look and I notice that this woman is wearing a mini skirt that I swear to God, like, if the wind blew hard enough, I'd have been able to see her cooch. I mean, it was so short. If she just stepped the right way, I was going to see her cooch. That's how short it was. Now, I'm not saying I don't want it to, because we were talking about some serious cottage cheese thighs. No, yeah, but not like a big fat ass lady. Just like a middle-aged woman who really shouldn't be showing off her legs like that based on the court of public opinion. It just didn't look that great. I trust me, I cover up. I look fine with clothes on. The more skin I show, the worse I look. So I know my limits. This lady said, I'm going to put just the least amount of clothes on as I can to go to this upscale restaurant. Now, I was walking behind her, and she had like a short fur coat on as well, and her hair was all really big and everything. And my first thought was, this is an escort. I don't know why. Well, the mini skirt, the fact that she was dressed the way she was at her age, going to that restaurant. Normally, a lot of the people who go to that restaurant, if they're that age, they're dressed kind of conservatively, really, to be honest with you. So this lady, literally straight up looked like a streetwalker. And I'm walking in, I open the door, actually get there right about the same time as her, and I try to open, like get to the door to open it for her. She flings it open and just drops it. So I open the door for my mom. We follow her. My mom kind of gives me a look. We follow her in, and she goes to her table. We go to our table. And the first thing my mom says, I swear to fucking God, she goes, and I was actually getting ready to say the same thing. She goes, I wonder how much she cost tonight. So I was, we laughed really hard about that. We had some good laughs, just kind of joking about what that situation was and who the guy might be with and all that stuff. And then we sat down. We looked at some drinks. My mom got a dirty martini with some olives and blue cheese in it. So she was really excited. She was looking forward to the martini all day, she said. So that made me happy to see that she was getting the drink that she was looking forward to. From there, I got a Ciccoli, which is an Italian red wine, which was fucking, goddamn, was it so fucking good. That probably was one of the best wines I've ever had. I have to remember to write that down. Ciccoli wine. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of different Ciccolis. Man, I don't even know which one I had. I'm gonna have to look that up now. I have to try to figure that out. Son of a bitch, because I was just getting it by the glass, because the bottle was, I just didn't think I was gonna drink a whole bottle, which I probably should have just bought the bottle anyway and taken it home. But so I got some wine, really good wine. My mom got the lobster bisque that I talked about. I got some shrimp cocktail. I fucking love shrimp cocktail, but I got to be careful. Shrimp runs right through me. It's fucking Russian roulette when I eat shrimp. Sometimes I eat it. 5 minutes later, I'm in the bathroom, ripping up the bathroom at a restaurant. But I didn't care. I said, fuck it. I'm going to spin the barrel. Shrimp cocktailed it. No upset stomach. It was so good. I was so happy about it. And so as we're ordering all these drinks and our appetizers, the server had come up and she introduced herself. When I saw her, I kind of first went, I noticed her, and I kind of, for a second, I feel like I know this girl. And then I was like, nah, it's just, I've just another person I've seen. You know what I mean? It's just, maybe she just looks similar to someone I've seen or whatever. And then as I'm sitting there a little bit more thinking about it, I say to my mom, I go, what did that server say her name was? And my mom says, we'll say it's a name that starts with J. We'll just say Julie. She goes, Julie. But it wasn't Julie. It's like a more, it's another J name that's a little bit, we'll just say, we'll just Julie. Fuck it. So she goes, I think her name was Julie. And I go, all right, Julie. I don't know. I know maybe 2 Julies. And then I'm like, it all starts to flood back to me. All these memories start flooding back to me because back when I was younger, I had my own place. I lived with a guy who I've talked about in the past. I talked about on the old show. It's a guy named Dave. He's one of my best friends. Dave was known around town. He pretty much fucked every chick we knew. He was known as the man with the golden dick. That's what we joked. Even girls called him that. Everyone called him that. He somehow had become so legendary amongst. He's like Pete Davidson of our small town. I think they caught wind. This guy must have been packing. I never saw, but he must have been packing, and he was just running through chicks. I mean, he was just. I mean, every chick I knew, this dude banged. It was crazy. And again, we're in a small town, so they all knew each other, so they all talked about it, and word got around. Well, word got around so much that one night, and again, Dave was my roommate in a house that we had. One night, I was laying in bed. I'd gotten home from the bar. I was pretty drunk, actually, and I'm just laying in bed, kind of, sleeping stuff off. And all of a sudden, and we had kind of an open door policy at this house. It was a party house. We had people coming in and out all the time. As long as they knew we were there was a car in the driveway, they kind of had just walk in. You know what I mean? That was kind of the way it was. So I heard the door open downstairs, and I heard somebody start climbing up the steps. And I see a girl comes up to the top of the steps, and I hear the girl walk into Dave's room. And then I kind of go, hey, Dave's not home, because he was out plowing some other chick that night. So the girl comes into my room, and again, I was pretty drunk, but essentially, from what I do kind of remember, I pretty much remember her saying, oh, Dave's not home. And I say, yeah, he's not here. And I believe she basically just sat down on my bed at that point. And this is like something straight out of a fucking porno. I'm pretty sure just started unbuckling my pants and just kind of went to town on me. Started servicing me. So that was cool. And then we ended up, obviously everything, she got to experience the cow tongue, all that good stuff, the whole nine. Again, it was totally, something out of a porno. You'd never expected it to happen, then it happens, and it's, I'll be honest with you though, I was a late bloomer. I didn't start banging necessarily until I was a little bit older. And I might have been the second girl I was ever with. And one thing I do remember from that was that it was one of my worst performances ever. I was drunk. Pretty sure I had whiskey Dixie. I really didn't know what I was doing at that point. Hadn't been watching as much porn for research. I think after that moment, I realized I needed to watch more porn for more research. So anyway, so we sleep together. And one thing really interesting about this girl, well, I'll leave it out because you probably figure it out if you had. Anyway, white nipples. White nipples. Weirdest thing. I'm not weird, but never seen anything like before. Never seen it in a porno. Never seen it on a person before. Nothing. Instead of pink, white. It was actually kind of hot. Not going to lie, but very different. So I'm sitting there at the dinner, and all these memories start flooding back to me. And we put in our order for our food for the dinners, and my mom got she ordered a fucking this steak was so fucking big. I think it was 17 ounce. She got a 17 ounce Delmonico ribeye steak with what else? She get some asparagus with it, and she got lump crab meat all over the top of it. So she was in heaven over there. I ordered a 10 ounce filet rare with some asparagus and hollandaise, and I also decided that because we couldn't really decide on a side to share because she wanted her crab and her asparagus, and the potato options they had there I wasn't really interested in. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to get a half a pound of crab legs. So I got some crab legs cold, which is my way to get them. You get crab legs cold and you dip them in cocktail sauce. That is the fucking way to get crab legs. If you've never had cold crab legs where they split them down the middle and feed them to you, that's the fucking best. Anyway, so the food gets ordered, and I look, and I'm sitting there contemplating, do I tell my mom that I fucked our server? And then I decided yes, I was going to tell her that, but not in those terms, obviously. But she actually was able to, she looked at me and she goes, what's wrong? And I said, I reconfirmed, I go, Julie was her name, right? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, yeah. And then I look at her and I go, I think I slept with our server. And she went, oh, really? And I was expecting her to be a little bit mortified because while I said my mom gets horny for my young guys or whatever, she's a little bit prudish when it comes to me, obviously. And so, because I'm her son. But I was expecting her to be all kind of a little mortified from the story, but she was just more like, oh, really? You serious? What happened? So I think I gave her the kind of basic details of what happened with her showing up at my house. But then I looked at her and said, don't say anything, because my mom cannot, she's got a real open filter. She'll just start saying stuff. So I made it very clear, do not say anything to her. I'm not going to say anything. until if I do, it'll be after we eat. So we get through dinner. Everything's fantastic. My mom couldn't finish her food. She ordered a steak for a giant. So we got boxes, and right before she goes, right when she brings back the boxes, I say to her, I go, "Hey, do you happen to be from a certain town?" And she goes, "Yeah, I lived there for a couple of years actually when I was right out of high school." And I go, "Oh, okay. Do you remember Dave?" And I said his last name, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I definitely remember him." And then I had mentioned how I had met her at the restaurant that I worked at. She used to come up to the restaurant that I worked at to meet one of my coworkers, a chick there or whatever. And I tried to say, "Hey, do you remember?" I didn't want to straight up be like, "Hey, do you remember fucking?" But I was like, "Hey, do you remember meeting me at Zeppi's?" Yeah, we talked a few times, and I think we actually met at my house one time that I shared with Dave. And I could kind of see the wheels rolling, but I don't think she wanted to outright admit it. She just started asking me a bunch of names to see if I remembered the restaurant that I worked with, and I actually couldn't remember the name of the person. So we kind of just went round and round about, who we knew each other through or whatever. But by the end of it, she walked away, and my mom looked at me and she said I was blushing. And I didn't feel myself blushing. And it wasn't like a blushing like, "Oh my God, I want to hook up with this girl" or whatever, because just, she's not exactly my type at this point. So having said that, we caught up a little bit. Where are you from? What do you do now? Blah, 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 blah. But we obviously didn't dive into, "Hey, do you remember that time that you came over to fuck my friend and then you fucked me instead?" We didn't get into that at the dinner. But Secret ADS Mod says, "I'm still not past white nipples." Yeah, it was very interesting. I've never seen anything like it before. But hey, great night. One of the best memories of my life, even though I'm sure it was probably one of the worst for her because my performance was so bad. The cow tongue always does its job, so that alone was probably worth it for her. But everything after that, with the whiskey Dixie and everything, it was all bad. I was just bad, bad, bad. So, so that was it. That was my dinner with my mom. We wrapped things up after that. I took her home, and I ended up going and picking up the boys, and they spent the night after that, and I had a little bit of time with them. So didn't tell them the story. Definitely did not tell them the story. So hopefully they don't watch. I don't think they do, but either way, thank you again to Nugget Man and Timothy for donating that money and allowing me to go take my mom out to a fine dining establishment. We really did enjoy ourselves. So thanks again to all you guys for supporting me and supporting the show and all of I got a lot of emails and comments and messages from people saying, wishing my mom good health and good luck with everything and all that. So thank you to everybody who did that. It seems as though your positive thoughts and prayers and positivity towards the universe worked, because she's healthy and happy, and she's going back to work in a couple days, and hopefully that's good news, right? So I still can't believe that I ran into that girl at dinner with my mom. Who would have thought in a million years? I bet when you guys were trying to figure out what happened, you were going to assume it was going to be some sort of thing, like I ended up yelling at a server or something like that. Because that's what I would expect to go happen when I go out. You guys, I'm volatile or whatever, but I certainly did not expect to run into that person. Irish Ronnie calls it a vasoconstriction. A vasoconstriction. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, look who's calling. In fact, old Bish is calling in right now. My mom. Hi, Mom. You're on another dumb show. What's happening?
Hey, I just wanted to call in and say thank you to everybody. We really had a really nice evening, and that was really kind and sweet. You are a bunch of really wonderful people, and I just want you to know you've got my heartfelt love for all of you, and thank you so much.
Aww.
You made a really scary time for me a lot better. So thank you.
Oh, that's good. Good stuff. I feel the same way. That's why I wanted to give them a thanks too. So, Mom, what did you think about the whole situation with that server? Was it crazy or what?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was funny as I hate to say it, but you never, I'm not as prudish as you think, and I used to be, back in the day, wild and crazy things used to happen.
Whoa,
I'm not saying particularly with me.
Whoa,
but
my mom's trying to tell us she used to get around. Wow, Mom, all right. Way to go. Good for you.
No, I'm just saying though that it just struck me funny. I really wasn't all disgusted by it or anything.
No, that's what I said. I said in the past I've seen you get disgusted by sexual things or whatever, but this you actually laughed about and thought it was pretty funny. So
oh yeah, well that's what youth is.
Right. I was definitely younger, but all right. Well, Mom, I'm glad we had a good time. Did you eat your boxed up leftover steak and everything, I hope?
Yes, I did. I did.
Good.
It was wonderful.
Timothy put in a super fan. He's one of the people who donated for us to be able to go out to dinner, and he said, "Glad you enjoyed, Mom." So, thank you.
Yes,
again to
I
Timothy
did very much, Timothy.
That's awesome. And cheers, Bish from Alexander. So everybody's giving you some love there, Mom. All right.
Okay. Well, listen, I love you. You guys have a good rest of the evening. Okay.
All right. I love you too. We will do.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, old Bish, gotta love her. What a great lady. I love my mom. She's awesome. All right, guys. I believe that is all I got for us today. I had a couple other stories, but I think we're just going to run out of time. I'll get to these tomorrow. They're not exactly timely, so we can talk about those tomorrow. Well, one thing we'll have to see. The guy who runs the Red Bull racing team, Christian Horner, the F1 racing team for Red Bull, he is... we'll see if he still has a job tomorrow. We'll talk about it when we come back live tomorrow night. There is an F1 race this weekend we'll talk about in Bahrain. But there are some text messages that got leaked last night and were emailed out to everybody in F1, like all the people who are in power. He's been accused of inappropriate messaging with a female coworker, and Red Bull did an internal investigation, and Red Bull went, nothing here, nothing to see here at all. Well, somebody messaged all of the texts that he'd sent to this girl to everybody in F1 who makes decisions, all the higher ups, and also all the other managers. Basically, everybody in F1 got this email with all the leaked text messages, and they. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, but it'll be interesting to see if he has a job as of tomorrow. So that's Christian Horner, the F1 race manager there. So, alrighty, guys, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Just want to remind everybody, if you have not hit a thumbs up on tonight's video, please do that. I would greatly appreciate it if you liked tonight's video. If you're not watching live, make sure you comment on tonight's video. I'd love to hear what you thought of tonight's show or comments on what we were talking about. And always, hey, share the show. I don't care where you share it at. Share it on YouTube, share it on Instagram, share it wherever you want. That'll help drive people to come here and watch another dumb show. I saw a lot of people came around to watch Curious George, and I know there were some people kind of promoting the show and that was going to be happening on the show and stuff like that. So it is good. It's good when you guys share the show to people or recommend that other people watch the show, because word of mouth is good. But those thumbs ups and those likes and those shares and those comments and stuff are really good for YouTube. So I'd appreciate it if you guys could take just 2 seconds and thumbs up tonight's video. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully it's 7, but around 7 at least, something like that. I'm out of here. See you.